on the road again. Heading to our first stop, Roanoke, Virginia. Say, this is how we travel.
This is how we travel. We travel. Oh, yeah.
You like this one?
Nah. That was so funny, racist.
Tucker, you think you're the co-captain? That's my chair. You better get out of there. Are you ready?
Ready. Roanoke, first stop. It's the old Patrick Holder from college. If you're watching, you need to find us, Patrick. We'll find you.
Pulled over on the side of the road. Make a quick little lunch. Make a homemade chicken salad and fruit and chips before we continue our journey. Just pulled into Roanoke, and the first place we come, where do we come? Hazel, where are we?
We're at the grocery shop.
The grocery shop. Kroger. Kroger. And let me see everybody's new glasses. Ready for the sun. Oh yeah. Oh, looking good. So we're in Roanoke, and we were going to eat at a burger bar. Really, is kind of what it was. We walked in, and it was tiny, and the other patrons in there, I don't think would really have appreciated our little people who are with us. So we went next door to the Mexican restaurant, and let me show you this food. Steak burrito. Salmon tacos. And what did you get, Jack?
Cubana torta. Bacon, chorizo, avocado, egg, all kinds of good
A
stuff.
Mexican sandwich burger thing. It looks delicious. And it was 22 ounce, $2.99 special for the beer tonight. So, Dos Equis, please. Good. Breakfast on the road. Some peaches and some granola bars. At our overnight accommodations, the rest stop. Us with all the semis. So Dad, what do you think about Virginia drivers?
Apparently, since Virginia is for lovers, they're too busy loving each other and not aggressive enough drivers. I've never seen such slow mergers onto the interstate. They don't know how to hit the gap. They just ride beside a 30-foot RV. I can't figure it out. So, on their driving skills.
What about their signs, their signage?
There are lots and lots of signs for obeying the speed limit. So I guess they get a lot of tickets. Maybe that's why they drive so slow.
We've also seen some other random signs.
Yeah. Thumbs up with a no sign to it. No hitchhiking. That was a new one. I've never seen that one before. They have signs on every time you go across the road. So if the interstate goes underneath the road or even over top of the road, every single one is labeled. Which I know they do that some back home, but every single one down here is labeled. Which I have no idea why you need that information, but apparently they think it's helpful.
And when they have a curve coming up and an arrow that normally just an arrow would point, their arrows do what?
They flash.
Flashy arrows.
Flashing arrows. I mean, I like a good strobe light, but that was a little overkill. Look how big this tree is.
Oh, it
Smells good, doesn't it?
It smells terrible.
You think it smells terrible? I think it smells so good.
Oh my god. Hi.
Sassafras.
Water. So you suck on root beer.
Oh, it's gonna taste like root beer.
Why does it taste like root beer? What was root beer originally made from? Sassafras roots, right?
Well, that's what it tastes like.
That's it.
It's so good to mix.
Drive by the University of Virginia, and we come to a bridge that we cannot pass under. So Brent is in the middle of downtown here unhooking our van so that he can back up, turn around, and then we'll have to go rehook up somewhere else. There goes the bus. We are in the bus lane to unload. So I'm at the street here waiting on Brent to get turned around so that we can re-hook up and get moving on. So he actually, let's see, here he comes. Took him about 10 minutes to get turned around, fighting cars and fighting people. But here he comes. Just pulled into our campground, and where are we going? We can hardly wait.
We're going to the pool.
We're going to the pool.
No, you mean the pool, the lake. Yeah.
The pool. We're going to the pool.
Oh, I thought we were going to the lake.
Nope. Gotta go check out the pool. You excited?
Yeah.
It's so hot. It's blazing hot, isn't it?
Yeah. I know. There's a pool. I knew we were going to the pool. But is there actually a lake here?
Yeah, we're on the, I think it's the river or a bay. We have to go check it out. Okay, what were your thoughts on Monticello? Thumbs up, thumbs up. Awesome.
We just wrapped up an awesome day at Monticello, which is Thomas Jefferson's home. It was actually his home from his childhood. His father owned this property, and he ended up naming it Monticello after I believe it was French phrase for little mountain. And so he finally took 40 years to build his house up on top of this mountain of 5,000 acres that he had. And so
500.
500? I'm pretty sure it was 5,000.
No, it was 500.
500? Okay.
I think.
They said 5,000, but that he had 4 different farms that were operating there, and just had an amazing view of the Virginia countryside. And it was just really cool for me just to realize that we were standing in a place that one of the founding fathers of our country lived and worked and wrote. They had like 19,000 letters of his that he wrote. And he was just a great author and writer, and that was something that was highly valued at that time. And it was just a really, really cool experience to be there in that place.
Yeah, I just was really inspired by the thought of him walking around his estate and getting inspired to draft such a document as the Declaration of Independence, and he authored that, which is pretty amazing. So that was pretty inspiring to me. What I found interesting was this guy who wanted to be known for individual freedoms, yet he had over 600 slaves over his lifetime, which was interesting. That he decided to be a part of that lifestyle and that culture, even though here he was fighting so hard for individual freedoms and liberties, yet he had slaves. That was just really interesting to me, I guess, like when you think about that.
And he was tormented by it. One of the things in the later years of his life was realizing that his generation was not going to change this
perspective on slavery.
Yeah, and this grievance that had happened against mankind and slavery. And I feel like one of the things that still rings true to today, I feel that one of the reasons he couldn't get slaves, and this is perspective, that he couldn't get rid of his slaves was because of money. At the end of his life, he was deeply in debt, and he had no way to run his farms and make money without slaves. And so I think that's just something that still rings true today, that people make decisions that they may not believe to be ethical, but they are governed by their money and their finances. And I think it's just something for us to keep in mind as we're making decisions. Where is our heart on those decisions? And
what's our motivation?
Yeah, what's our motivation? So just something to see 200 years ago, us fighting the same battles as we are today.
But all in all, I would recommend Monticello. I thought it was a great experience, and the kids were really engaged and into it, and it was beautiful.